to be heard. Setting my equalizer to absolute destruction.
Such a tragedy what happened here. Poor Dr. Joe.
My name is Sara, and I'm casting today with my fellow caster, Monkeyman.
Hello, nice to meet you guys. First of all, let's just look at these compositions we have. We have UCF with a pretty classic Brawl comp. I'd say it's... See if they get any picks from it.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do this today. Oh, it looks like Victor going out of walled off a bit there. And there goes the tank right away onto the bat. But they
that was a pretty...
That's a loss for instance, right off the bat there.
Yeah, it was a pretty... I think the fight immediately died as soon as Taycore kind of got taken out at the front there. I mean, he got a little bit aggressive in front of the JQ, and I feel like the comp swap they made is probably going to be a really good one. Just play the Sigma perk into this. I feel
goes down again, and there goes the tank again, and that is falling down at this point.
I was very surprised. The Bastion pick usually secures a fight win, especially in this meta. I mean, the patch changed very little about how the game is played. So the Bastion is still a very much, probably the most important part of a team comp, especially for direct damage. So seeing him die early here felt like a secure fight win, but it looks like Toronto was able to turn it back around with some really good picks. This is a very deathmatchy fight, but this thing... Oh man, the sound barrier comes down. Well, I was going to say it worked, so I mean, I think it was very interesting.
The point does end up getting turned at 99% for the University of Toronto.
But I do feel like they have a very much a stronger foothold coming into this next fight. Let's see how the UCF plays against this. That was a great wall.
Oh, the Tracer goes down, but so does not Sara, so it's not a very even trade there. But they can benefit from this one.
But with both supports, they have so much sustain. But they were able to get the pick onto Haru. They're at east.
Down goes Mammoth, and they do end up getting the tank down too. Oh, I didn't even notice Toronto flipped the point back. I guess he's not getting any percentage from a lot of that fight.
I feel like it was very important for UCF to fall back there, though. If they tried to hold up front where they are right now, they would have been rolled over because their team wasn't back together yet. So giving up that percentage, well, not even giving up percentage, but just not gaining any percentage was definitely a very good play there.
Absolutely, and Bond goes right in there with the all. Looks like he picks up the Sigma and gets the Immort out. He's getting pretty low though, and out goes the Blizzard from Taycore.
This is a very good Blizzard.
Mammoth falls to a rock, but it seems like they're pretty even right now. UCF is actually... Oh, Beat comes out on the side of Toronto just for the tank and the... Oh, there goes the Lucio.
I very much think that Beat was an overextension. They should have held it for the next fight. That might be the ending play for Toronto. It's going to come down to the final fight. 99% probably.
Absolutely. Now they're just trying to get picks off on each other. Toronto's pushing in a little bit here. Let's see what UCF does. Looks like it's going to be an on-point fight for this one, which is kind of needed at this point for Toronto.
Very much think so. I want to see how... I feel like the support duos... Oh, I was about to say, support duos are going to decide this fight, but it might be Sick Buckle who does instead. He's pulling out a very much a merit performance here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like UCF has the... Oh, it looks like they're about even now, actually. But Bon gets that tank right out of there. It looks like it's just Tracer on the point right at the very moment. Let's see if they can...
Oh, Growth Predict.
And UCF Knights take the first point of Antarctic Pudding.
That was very much a team effort there. I saw that every role, every person was putting in a lot of work from UCF side, and everyone got picks. Very much Noctara getting that double pick right in the middle of a fight was very important for winning there.
Absolutely, and I'm very impressed by the comeback they were able to make from that 99% that Toronto had right off the bat, all the way up to UCF taking that point.
Good. Everyone loves a good comeback story, especially the UCF fans.
Good comeback story.
One last diagnostics check.
Oh, this is probably my favorite Antarctic Peninsula map. This is the indoor one with a really good high ground. Let's see if we're going to try to take over that high ground. Most likely, they are. But are we going to be playing the sim here? No, I think they instantly swapped to May.
Yeah, just to get a little bit of that forward motion.
They're playing a Doomfist comp, but Toronto's playing a Doomfist comp into a Sigma comp. Let's see how this plays out for them. I think you have to be very confident on his Doomfist in order to try to play him in this situation, though.
Yeah, they do end up getting a pick on Genji. Oh, and Sick Buckle goes down, but so does Haru, so UCF still has the advantage right now. And they've gone off of high ground and have resorted to fighting on the point, cornering that Doomfist a bit. Let's see if they can get him down. And they do manage to take him down, but Noctara falls as well. But they get the Tracer. Now it seems to be just a Lucio on the point for the University of Toronto.
And the Genji came back as well, but that was very much a definitive fight win for UCF. That's
The Genji came back there, but he would have been a little weird to really try to push in and take that point back.
I don't know how confident I feel about Toronto's Doomfist pick on this map. I mean, it is a good Doomfist map, I'm not going to lie, but I still think that playing him into his composition is not going to work very well.
Tracer pick right off the bat. That puts UCF at a pretty good advantage. Oh, maybe not, because they're kind of falling like dominoes to this Doomfist here. Maybe that was a good pick after all.
You know what? I got the caster's curse as soon as I call it out.
It looks like they are still going to fight for the point here with just the May and Bon on there, and Bon goes down, but Paycor's still fighting out there with Lucio back in the fight now. Oh, and
Yeah.
Mammoth does end up going down. Was that Ajax? It kind of looked like he was about to ult there.
Well, I don't think we'll be able to tell, but...
Yeah, I do wish we could see their ult values, but UCF does swipe up another win for them, and Toronto did not end up taking a point there, so I guess it was really smart for May and Bond to really stay on that point.
I mean, I definitely think so. I honestly got absolutely destroyed by that Doomfist. My mental's gone, personally. But let's see how we continue to play into this fight. I really think that the Kiriko is a very good pick on Toronto's side, trying to have that extra pressure that she provides. But
Absolutely, and Sick Buckle does go down at the beginning of that fight for that pulse bomb. But let's see if Toronto can get any more picks. Oh, we have a Blade coming out from Toronto. Both supports go down from that.
I think that's probably
Go
a
get
fight win for
somebody,
Toronto.
but yeah, the only person left is Sick Buckle, and it does not look like he's willing to go on to that point, or rightfully so.
He should have just pulled out the overclock. I feel like he could have gone for 5k.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I trust in Sick Buckle.
And Sick Buckle we trust, but, you know,
To be honest,
he can't take the spotlight from everyone on the team.
you're right. Gotta share it, gotta share it. We
I
are
very much-
last fight territory for UCF, but if Toronto can manage to keep
Ooh,
from them,
fully
it's
missed
on
the
for a
Sigma
while.
ultimate.
And it looks like Nakara goes down. They only have a Lucio healed right now. With Takor going down too, it would be smart for them to just die on point or back up immediately, yeah. And that's another fight loss from UCF.
Let's see if they're going to try to change up their composition or keep on going into this. I feel like last fight was a lot of ultimates invested that just didn't really pan out well.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I said everybody loves a comeback story, but I'm not really interested in the comeback story when it's University of Toronto coming back. So.
Yeah, they did swap up their support comp though, and their tank. I didn't even see the swap for the tank.
Oh, but the swap does not end up doing anything because Nakara goes down immediately, Takor with a deflected headshot, and they all just fall like dominoes after that, which is another fight lost.
I do feel like this is
They're coming out now.
a very I feel like a very good comp swap. Trying to go brawl into a dive comp. I mean, it's a very traditional everyone composition pyramid. So brawl tries to beat dive. Let's see if it works out for UCF this time, though.
Yeah, and listen, I've always said, when in doubt, Moira it out. Words I live by.
Words you live by. You love the nails.
I absolutely do. Oh, Beat coming out right away for this fight, and looks like we're gonna get right back into it. Beat on both sides with Sick Buckle pulling out the overclock. Let's see if we can get any picks with it. He does manage to get the Lucio, but they also, Nakara also got picked at the beginning of that fight there. Oh, and Sick Buckle does go down. They're about even right now, but Haru does end up getting picked by Takor along with Coco, so now it's just the tank, but it's also just Mammoth and Bon on the point as well.
To be fair, JQ does win the matchup pretty much every time Doomfist, but now it's a... That Lucio got instantly killed.
Did not stand a chance.
What Lucio? Am I right?
Alright, so UCF does take the 2-0 for the first map, but it was not an easy 2-0 for them. They did have a lot of good team fights and a lot of lost fights.
It was very back and forth that entire game. I do think what UCF won this map by is for sure the composition switch-ups. Every time they went to a wall, if they decided, you know what, we aren't going to be able to beat them the way that we are now, they were able to swap it up, and they were able to win because of that. At least this map. We'll see what the rest of the game is.
Absolutely. It seemed like they kind of learned from their mistake of last week. Last week they were kind of struggling to swap up their comps a bit. I know on Lijiang they kind of stuck to that JQ comp and it didn't really work for them anytime, but they didn't seem like they were really willing to swap it out.
Now look at them, they've evolved as a team. Their coaches must have been working really hard this whole time. Everyone shout out some love for coaches, everyone loves them.
Everybody loves coaches. They really do help, as shown. Looks like we're going to be going to King's Row. I don't know how you feel about King's Row. I love King's Row.
King's Row was the best Overwatch 1 map in existence. I feel like it still holds up. It might be one of the best Overwatch 2 maps as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think we could get some good Sigma from Bon here. He's pretty good on that Sigma pick.
It might be a little bit selfish. Just to say.
Yes, you absolutely can.
I would love to see some Ryan here. I'm not going to lie. Some classic King's Row gameplay. If we could bring back Ryan Zarya for one map, just one 6v6 map, King's Row would be that map. I want to see a Ryan comp here. It's not going to happen, but I really want it. Just deep down in my heart.
Well, listen, I don't know. Everybody could channel their inner hottie and pull out the epic Ryan plays on this map.
Well, I guess we're about to see, considering we're rolling right into the map. Is it going to be normal theme? I guess it's not festive season yet, so it will be.
That's too bad. Christmas King's Row all year.
Honestly, the snow never melts in King's Row, in my heart.
When I'm playing on this map, I just visualize it, even though it's not actually there.
Honestly, what's your favorite composition on this map? For me, I've already said it's a Rhine comp, as I would love to see a replay of the OWL Grand Finals this year.
I do also love the Rhine comp, but when it's a good Rhine. I'm not.
Are you saying something?
No. I'm not really familiar with Bond's Rhine, so I can't speak on that. And obviously, I don't know anything about the University of Toronto's players and what they play. But it does look like he's coming out on that Sigma instead of that Rhine, which I think is a good pick for him. I've seen him on Sigma a few times, and he really rocks that Sigma pick.
I think so as well. Just to camera person, do you think we could have some Sick Buckle watching here? Because it's also going to be a lot of poke. I feel like Sick Buckle might be able to get some picks. If he's listening. I don't know if he is.
Yeah, I do love Sick Buckle on the Sojourn. He rocks that Sojourn.
Thank you very much. I mean, right now this is the most engaging gameplay I've seen all day, just walking into a corner. But like, I feel like it might be good to see some picks here.
It looks like we have an Echo. Is that a Doomfist again from the University of Toronto?
Yes, it is a Doomfist once again, seeing this dive comp. I feel, once again, we're playing a very traditional matchup into the poke. And, you know, I appreciate that. Playing even matchup is not in for favor.
They do wrap around to get behind him a little bit there. Nobody's really getting any picks. You got a good value. Sick Buckle getting low a few times, but we're going to be healed right back up. Sara, Mammoth, of course.
You know, our team, I feel like, our strongest thing against Dive is that our supports are good enough to keep them up during the Dive's peak. Dive always tries to push all of their power to a single spot, and our supports are able to keep our team alive. And it's what allows us to win this fight, especially.
The tank ends up going down first with Coco as the Genji following right after, but I don't really think they can get any more picks on that team. I think the 2 picks, though, did help a lot with setting back that fight and allowing a little bit of a reset on UCF's
For sure. Oh, now all the ultimates are being popped up once. You love it.
Everybody's pressing Q and either who's going to get any picks from this, if anybody.
Well, if anybody's winning this fight, it's going to be Toronto. Look at this matchup. They just pressed Q all at once.
The double sticky bomb kills. That was pretty crazy. It didn't take them very long to get that point, but I believe in UCF's ability to hold them back. 4.5 minutes, really, when you think about it, nothing.
I mean, this might just be a fight when they pull off a good flux here. I mean, look at this. I mean, they don't have any support ults to try to battle it off. They used beat last fight, I believe. Oh.
Does pick up the Echo and the Curie, but not getting pushed from right away. Takor does take out Coco, though. Oh, and Phantoms does also go down.
Takor! Man, Takor said, man, May changes, doesn't matter. I'm still gonna hit the headshots.
Absolutely. That was a I think a 4 or maybe even 5K.
It was not a 5K. I believe Noctara got 1 pick there at least.
Oh well, shoot, 5K. There we go. Even if it was him twice.
You know, we call that an ace sometimes. I really want to see this Sick Buckle overclock. I feel like it's probably going to be used in this fight to get some really good picks on our back line. Or not! Aspect goes in!
Sick Buckle and Noctara both fall to Aspect, but Takor does end up taking out the Echo. I don't really... Oh, Coco goes down though. Let's see if Bond can manage to get this.
Man, UCF's just fighting back!
Yeah, absolutely. And he falls.
You know what?
It was the last fight for UCF, but they did fight very valiantly and managed to hold on to that for a little while.
You know, we are the Knights. It isn't like we go down at a fight. Even though we got most of our team picked off at the very beginning by Aspect's honestly amazing play as a Doomfist. You know, you have to respect the skill needed to pull something like that off.
Oh, but Aspect was trying to do a sneaky flank there and got pretty low, but he did ult out of there, appears.
Oh, window OC.
Ooh, but that is all he can get is the pick on the Echo with the rest of their team falling to Aspect and the supports even. That's going to be a team kill for the University of Toronto, and I don't know if they're going to be able to touch the point again or if that's a lost point for UCF.
I feel like they might. I don't think they're gonna try to tap it. It would not have been a smart play too. They need to group up and try to play back into this. I was very surprised with using both of those ultimates. They were just able to absolutely destroy Sick Buckle and then pretty much immediately after the rest of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, with Bond getting a pick on Haru with that Deluxe. Looks like it's Sigma versus Sigma right now with that Echo copied in Sig. Let's see if that Sigma pick for the Echo gets any value though.
I don't think it did.
Bond getting absolutely melted there by the whole entire team, but B is used on the side of UCF to try to stall a little longer. It looks like they're just backing up though with that beat. Noctara goes down, Mammoth goes down, but
Sick Buckle dies as well. Man, that was nearly a team kill right there, but UCF still has probably 1 or 2 more fights to fight here, so they can still for sure turn this around and hold them off a third.
Absolutely they can. I do love the swap to the JQ. I feel like that worked out well for them last point, so I'm eager to see how that works along with the Noctara and the Moira. Takeover does end up going down though, but let's see if the University of Toronto can benefit from that pick. Sick Buggle's kind of in the room right now. Beat comes out on Toronto's end, and Noctara goes down along with Sick Buckle and along with Mammoth. And right now it's just Bond. Takeover goes down, and that looks like it's going to be a cap for the University of Toronto.
With 2 minutes on the clock, that's a little rough for UCF. You know their mental is going to be a little bit down from that. But I feel like throughout that entire match, first of all, the Doomfist pulling off those crazy plays a few times, but I feel like the major thing that Toronto did there that allowed them to push through Kings Row so quickly is how they controlled the ultimate economy. In that last fight, they had both of their support ultimates and were able to use them. That isn't something that UCF should have allowed. They should have tried to force out more of that support power earlier on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like a lot of UCF's ultimates kind of just didn't really work out for them, and they weren't managing to like benefit from them or push forward with them. I know that window overclock, they got 1 pick, but then it was a team kill for the University of Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto very much was able to control their aggression. They are able to peak their power at the exact right position. That's what makes dive comp so powerful. But speaking of dive, it looks like we're going to go with a fairly traditional Winston dive. Oh, I was about to say traditional, but we're playing with a Moira here as well.
Listen, I said it before, I'll say it again. When in doubt, Moira it out, alright?
Oh, it's instantly slots to Lifeweaver. Oh, they're probably just trying to lift up one of their compatriots. They might be swapping back.
Hello.
Oh, that's too bad. I wanted to see some.
Yep, they did swap
Lifeweaver
back.
plays.
Oh. I thought you wanted the Moira plays.
I do, but Lifeweaver is just so funny.
I personally hate playing against Lifeweaver. He's so tanky.
I love playing like as Lifeweaver. Alright, let's get right into this.
Dive
They're
comp
gonna
versus
go for
dive
a
comp.
flank maybe, going all the way around. Although, I don't know. Oh, Aspect taking down Sick Buckle with another one of those Doomfist plays that he's so famous for. And that's the Lucio on Lucio violence there. And it looks like the University of Central Florida fall.
Lucio on Lucio violence. That's a first for me. You hate to see it. Although, I do think that this might still work out for UCF. That fight seemed very definitive, but that's just because they were able to die first, because Toronto was able to die first and get that pick early on. But if UCF can do the exact same, well, the fight will be in UCF's favor.
Absolutely, and I want to see some good picks. Ooh, Sick Buckle getting low. Sick Buckle going down to Aspect first again this fight. Oh, but they do manage to get Coco out as well as the Lucio. And right now they do have the benefit. It looks like they're falling. It's just Aspect and their Tracer right now. Let's see if UCF can clear the rest of the point off or not.
This fight is very even so far. But we see Takor trying to mark the Tracer. I don't know if that's going to work out for him. Well, you know, it did not. to every inspired Genji main out there coming from the Genji main's heart, don't try to market Tracer.
Beat comes out for University of Toronto, and they do get another percent Six Buckle. Six Buckle getting absolutely bullied by this Doomfist for this particular round. Mammoth goes down to Coco again, and Nakara gets to pick on Haru though, but it doesn't matter that much because Bond goes down, and right now it's kind of just a fight to see if they can survive until the rest of their team comes back. It looks like they're just waiting on Bond right now.
But look at these ultimates they're trying to build. They have Blade online right now. What else does UCF have? I can't really tell. Oh, they also have Beat.
Beat, there you go, there you go. I'm ready to see, oh, Blade being used by Tate before he gets with it. I respect it, I respect it. The Genji on Genji violence there.
That's the correct kind of violence we need to see.
Alright, and it does look like they're going to be able to cap this point with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, giving them about 4 minutes, less than what the University of Toronto had, but I have faith that they can push that forward.
But I feel like it's very much a winnable game. All you have to do is control the ultimate economy, dive into their team and get that first pick, and that's realistically all you kind of need to win. Easier said than done, but still, UCF can definitely do that.
Absolutely. It looks like Bomb's gonna poke up a little bit so he can get a little bit of damage on that Tracer before coming back. Doomfist being a menace in the dash lines as he often is. Coco coming out with a Blade. And their team just falls. Bond manages to get a pick, but doesn't really matter in that particular case. A team kill for the University of Toronto. Mammoth swapping to the... Never mind.
I was about to say, honestly, if they were planning to go Brig on, that's a little bit of an old composition, but still works fairly well against a dive comp. I would not have been surprised to see it here.
Yeah, Mammoth is a Lucio player, though. I feel like that's what we see him on the vast majority of the times that they're playing him. So.
And Lucio has his advantages. I personally don't...
Mammoth with the 3K. Oh, and then, you know, gets picked by the false bomb, but he did his work, he did his due diligence. Let's see if they can get this Tracer out.
And Tracer is...
Really
Tracer's really being a mosquito right now. There we go. 3 people on the Tracer. Absolutely destroys them. You know, I was going to say, I don't know about Lucio and dive comp. I mean, sure, he's classic dive. It's a choice, but I always feel like other main supports do better than him right now. But you know what? UCF makes it work. I need to quiet down.
They absolutely do. Beat coming out on the side of University of Toronto, but Primal coming out for UCF. Doesn't really get much value with the aspect taking out a few people of their team. Lucio running all the way back to spawn to prevent a stagger. You always gotta respect that. Doing a little skatey skate in the spawn.
Oh, and there's the Brig swap. As I thought, Brig is a much better, in my opinion, dive support. Oh, Brigana, yep.
Brigana, yep.
This is a classic right here. I do think that this is going to be very interesting, though. If they are able to coordinate that Genji Tracer Winston dive, they very much can win this so easily. Oh, they swapped a Reaper.
Yep. The Doom and the Reaper coming into the backline. Blade coming out for K4. I want to see a 5K. 1K worth, 2K, boom. Let's get this Genji on Genji violence.
Man, Kiriko showing why she's such a good support in a dive comp.
Absolutely, that's a fight win for UCF. They're tugging that payload along. Got 3. Well, they should have 3 on, but what do I know? They have nobody on.
Nobody on.
Probably a smart idea.
It very much is. Oh, well, we have a pulse bomb now. Let's see how Tracer uses that.
Ooh, Blade coming out for Coco though, gets 1 pick before getting Genji to death by Genji. K4 taking a few out, but Nakara does end up falling there. It looks like it's pretty even for them, but UCF is in the favored pick for this particular fight right now. Let's see if they can secure this win.
I feel like they probably will be able to win this, considering Doofus is very dead. Oh, but right as I say that, both 3 of her teammates come back. It makes this into a real fight.
Oh! Got the Reaper ult coming out. He does get 1, and I think he got Bond low enough for that pick there.
Nano break.
Mammoth
This.
with a rally.
Oh,
A rally.
that should be
respect
some
it.
form of war crime right there. Honestly, that's impossible to kill Mammoth there.
Absolutely. Are they going to be able to deal with him? Yes, they do, and they do cap that point. They have a 1 minute and 26 seconds left to make it all the way. Pales in comparison to the 2 minutes that the University of Toronto ended up with, but I believe that if they can get this to another round, that they can secure this W.
Very much so. I mean, it is nice to have extra time in the bank. It makes your life way easier, but you know what? UCF doesn't need your life easy. They can still win it. Oh man, they swapped to a full brawl comp here off of their dive. Very interesting. Takeaway and Sig. Wow.
Blade and Pulse Bomb come out, and B is used on the side of the University of Toronto. I don't really know if I would have used it there. It seemed like the fight was already lost by the time that B came out.
I think when the beat came down, the fight was lost, but when he first hit the ultimate button, it was still winnable for Toronto. But still a blunder nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. It's trying to build up these ults a little bit. I don't really know if UCF has anything right now. I don't think so.
I think it was...
might have Primal.
Primal is an ultimate that's good, but it doesn't define a team fight, I will say.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh,
we have
I
Nano.
don't know if they're going to be able to touch. I don't think they're going to be able to touch.
No. And that is a map loss for UCF. You hate to see it, but we saw UCF turn around more towards the end there, especially forcing the enemy team to swap comps off of their comfortable Doomfist comp.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's 1-1 right now for anybody who may have joined us a little late. UCF did win the first map, so it's absolutely still winnable for them.
Do you happen to know if this is a best of 3 or best of 5?
This is best of 3.
Okay, this is best of 3? Okay, so... Oh, is it best of 5? Thank you.
I'm a liar. It is best of 5.
You're not a liar, just weren't informed. But, you know what? This is... Oh, we're moving on to Suravasa? This is going to be a very interesting map to see. I still don't have a very good opinion on these Flashpoint maps.
Yeah, when I play, I don't get a lot of Flashpoint. I don't know if you've experienced that same thing, but I feel like...
I mean, there's only 2 Flashpoint maps in the pool, and I think they're fairly equally weighted with every other map, so... I don't get to play much, or even... I mean, I see more Flashpoint through like watching streams and pro play because they're forced to play Flashpoint maps, but it's still a fairly new archetype, and teams can experiment a lot on these maps.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think because like it's not really quite sure what the proper meta is for this particular map.
No, the meta has been established, I will say that, but...
Listen, I've seen a lot of weird compositions on this map that have worked out.
That's sick. If they want.
I still think... I still agree with you. It very, very much is a lot of compositions you can play here, but... What is this? Is this a JQ with 2 dive DPS?
You know, we were just talking about weird comps.
You know, I feel like the Genji should be swapping off to probably Sojourn here, but you know what? UCF makes this sort of thing work, especially on a map like Suravasa with a lot of play that you can have, a lot of play in the compositions you can run.
Absolutely, they're getting right in here, running the Moira Lucio. I'm loving this Moira. I don't really know if it was like the best pick for them on this map. I know they did end up swapping off, but I'm biased.
I always feel like Moira can be swapped for so many other characters that could work out better, just in my opinion. But you know what? If it works, it works. But I'm gonna say it's not working right now.
It's not working right now. It looks like that's going to be a fight win for the University of Toronto. Pretty clean and right away. Mammoth didn't manage to escape. It's always nice when it's not an absolute team.
Yeah, Mammoth loves to slip out of sticky situations like that.
Yeah, Very good Lucio.
I feel they just immediately swapped to Kiriko, and I feel like that's a lot better. I'm surprised they're not running an ERE here. Is she banned this tournament format?
I believe so. But it looks like the Kiri pick didn't quite work out for them because Noctara was the first to fall in that particular fight, which kind of led to a domino effect for the entire rest of the team.
I feel like it's still a good pick to stand with Kiriko, though. Oh, I said that, and immediately swapped to Baptiste. Baptiste is very much a meta pick right now. He just provides so much offensive pressure and still has such high healing, on top of giving him mortality field and being survivable.
Goes down right away, but Immort does end up coming out, taken out right away. Let's see if they can keep Bon alive for this fight. They cannot. Noctara also ends up falling. It's just Lucio and Genji on the plane. Oh, not Genji. Didn't notice Big Buckle did end up swapping to the Sojourn. But that was a team kill for the University of Toronto, and they did get the first point on this Flashpoint.
Well, the best thing about Flashpoint is you still have to get 3 points to win, so UCF can very easily turn this around and make this, and probably just free one them. I feel it. I feel that's what's going to happen. UCF free one.
I do like the Sojourn pick for Sigma. I think that's better than Genji in particular instance.
I feel like the Sick Buckle Genji is always very interesting to watch. Nothing else to say.
As well as Rush and Noctara does end up falling like right away there. Sick Buckle and Bond coming down right after. Looks like Mammoth did a tactical reset off the map. And that's going to be a team kill for the University of Toronto again. But they definitely have time to come back and retake this particular point.
You can tell that UCF is not very comfortable on the Flashpoint, or at least Saravasa yet. I mean, they, just from how this team fight's playing out, they might need a little bit more screen time with this map type. But I feel like everyone does.
Yeah.
Oh no, the self-sabotage. You hate to see it.
Team on team sabotage right there. Window does end up coming out. It looks like they're tipping them down pretty well over there, but Noctara and Bond do go down, along with Sick Buckle and Mammoth and Takor, and that is another team kill for the University of Toronto there. That wall for the
yeah, Takor must be feeling a little bad right now. It's okay, Takor, everyone makes mistakes. But now they're swapping to Arissa. Oof. Oh, pause.
Pause in the chats.
Well, during this pause, let's talk about this, you know?
Yeah, I think Arissa could be good for them if the JQ isn't working out. It's, always good to swap in these particular instances. I haven't really seen a lot of Bond's Arissa, so, but she's one of those characters that, like, shoot and swap cooldowns and survive, so.
I feel like out of a tank role, Arissa is the one who doesn't need as much.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't want to say not a lot of skill, but like, it's just pressing a few buttons in a row. I feel like Bond will be fine. He's a great player of his game, and will be able to play Arissa. One great thing about Arissa, which she always provides, always will provide in Overwatch 2, is that she is definitely the best sustained tank. She will not die on point. Maybe after like the entire fight's over and she's still standing on point, and the entire team turns around and focuses her. But now they don't need to worry about keeping this tank alive. They might be able to focus more attention on providing the support side is providing offensive pressure.
Yeah, I know they were kind of struggling to keep that JQ up a little bit, so this will definitely provide some help with that. It also allows the supports to focus on the DPS a little. I know Sick Buckle and Noctara were kind of Takor were kind of falling early. Noctara was the first to fall in a few of those fights, but that's kind of expected when the teams are focusing the supports like that.
Yeah, it's very much a tactical play to focus the supports like that. But now that's part of the reason why Lucio's a little weak sometimes, is because he doesn't provide the greatest appeal for his upper support.
Looks like Blizzard's coming out. They already used Immort just right away. They're trying to get this point back from them, or at least stall a little bit longer, because they are at 99% right now, the University of Toronto. Bond does end up falling first here with Takor right after. Looks like That's going to be another team kill for the University of Toronto, and the second point in this Flashpoint one.
You know,
I get a reverse sweep chain going right now. Everybody start saying it.
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep. More like a
Put it in the
reverse
chat.
mop. I want to see them cleaned up completely.
You're right.
But we'll see how this works out. They're playing Rissa into JQ. I feel like that's a good matchup. I don't know what else UCF can really do here. That wall was great, though, splitting the team apart.
Knockard does fall early though, so right now it is just those Lucio heals on the point. The stick buckle falling 2 to that blade, and K4 was Bond, and finally Mammoth falling. Yet another team kill for the University of Toronto.
You know, I do have to say, it seems like the walls from May aren't providing a whole lot of help here. I wonder if Takor would swap to either Genji or Tracer just to mirror them to add some extra pressure onto the backline. But
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Oh, Coco taking out Nakara right away again with just a Lucio heal. He does come out, but it was too late for Nakara, and K4 did not survive that overclock. The stick buckle does manage to take down Coco there with the ult coming out. UCF did get a couple picks. Let's see if Mammoth can make it out.
Mammoth always makes it out. You know, they call him Mammoth, but he moves more like a mouse with how quickly and easily he can get out of these fights. I swear he screws. I swear there's small little mammoth holes in these maps. But it looks like we're going to try.
Get on the point pretty quickly here.
Oh, they swapped, so now they're playing double flex support. Let's see how this works out for them. And Noctara!
Noctara falling right away again. At least they have more than Lucio heals this time, but I don't think that's gonna matter for them with just Bond on the point right now.
And that's...
And he falls.
I really hate to say this, but that might have been the cleanest sweep of this series. This map was.
Listen. UCF just wants to take us to a map 5.
You know what? I respect the grind. I love seeing more and more maps. You know, viewers love it. I love it. I feel like a little bit of suspense it adds as well. Definitely adds to it. But as a UCF fan, it kind of hurts to see them try to throw this, but they're not throwing. I'm just joking. But you know, I feel like maybe they need a little bit more practice on Saravasa. I feel like the map knowledge of Toronto on Saravasa was very good. They understood how to play the map, what positions to hold, when to fall back, push forward. They very much had they had a great idea of the flow of this map. And I feel like that's probably what allowed them to win there.
Yeah, absolutely. But I can't really blame UCF. I know I am terrible with Flashpoint still. I still don't know where I'm going. I still get lost. I still don't know what's going on.
Ooh, Colosseo, this is going to be a very good map for UCF, considering that we have the god of hit scan himself, Sick Buckle. Like, just sitting down here. He's going to come into this map, and he's just going to long-range snipe their supports. That's what's going to happen, for sure.
Absolutely, and it looked like we got a little bit of a sneak peek as to the tank pick there. It looked like it was going to be a Sigma. I said it before, I'll say it again. I think Bond Sigma is pretty good. I don't really know.
Also see a Sombra? I really hate this. I sorry to interrupt you, but I think I saw the Sombra. I really do want to see the new Sombra if we can.
I don't know. Oh, it doesn't look like it. I don't know about the new Sombra so soon. I feel like they would not have a lot of chances to practice on her.
I think so as well. I just think it'd be funny to see.
It would be funny. Just like it'd be funny to see a Life Weaver. Come on, guys. Please. This is a great Life Weaver map.
Give us a little bit of content here. Come on. This is interesting. They're playing...
On that Brig Baptiste heal support line.
That's pretty novel. I mean, it's not novel, but like, you don't see it that often. I feel like it's always Brig Ana whenever I see these sort of setups. But Baptiste being so strong right now, providing so much sustain for his team, I can definitely see why you'd run the Brig Bap.
Yeah, I see them just hard focusing Noctara all the time. Like, I feel like Brig with like a little bit of protection she could provide for him would be good.
Yes, Brig is definitely the best peel character in the game. Very much looking for his
long range Iari on the University of Toronto side.
That's going to be tough for UCF to go into, especially on this map. Iari provides a whole bunch of extra damage and passive supporting with that turret.
Absolutely. It looks like just kind of a stalemate on the... Oh, I spoke too soon. Naktar going down to Coco. And then Sick Buckle falling after for that Genji.
Man, that whip shot. You know, you gotta love a whip shot buff. Man, words are hard.
It is going to be a team kill for the University of Toronto, but I think that fight went on for a little bit, and I did see the University of Toronto getting pretty low at times, and I do believe that UCF can definitely come back from that one.
Very easily. I mean, this is push. It's all about ebb and flow with these fights. As long as UCF stops them before they get first, then they'll be able to very easily turn this around. I'm not worried at all. But I'm worried about that. Look at that Iari ultimate.
The Sigma ult didn't provide... Oh! The Sigma ult did not provide very much value for the University of Toronto, but that Illari ultimate got 3 of the UCF.
Right as I was saying, as long as they don't get first, then it's not going to be a problem. They go ahead and get first, and now it's going to be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, but Mama swapping to that Illari to kind of mirror them a little bit. I like that pick. I think an Illari is good for this match and in this situation right now.
That turret placement is not the best, though. It's probably going to be picked off instantly.
Yeah, and we definitely also have a Baptiste here. Window, oh, the
window overclock.
Coming out.
They had a very good ultimate economy balance coming into this fight, and I feel like Toronto's probably going to be able to keep that up as well. But Mama's about to have Captive Sun as well, so this might be a very interesting next fight.
And we also have Sigma ult for this next fight. Maybe do a Captive Sun Sigma ult combo. I don't know. Haven't really seen many of those. Don't really know if that would work. Overclock is nearly online too. UCF definitely has like a lot of ults coming into this fight. They could actually flip it around here.
Just to answer your question, ERE plus Sigult is very good together. Because the Sigma will automatically triggers the ERE Sun afterwards, after landing.
They did do the Sig ult followed by the Illari ult, but it was not like a Illari ult into the Sig ult type of deal. The Illari ult did end up getting a pick though. But not Carl falls along with Sick Buckle. And it looks like it's just Bond out here right now.
I feel like Bond wins this, Bond 1v5s.
Oh, that was close.
You know, this is going to be tough for UCF to turn around. I feel like they have roughly one more fight, realistically. But you know what? If they win this one fight, they definitely can turn around. This is the hardest map to do so. Map type to do so, but very possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And another Illari ult coming out on the side of the University of Toronto with 4 of all 5 going down.
I do believe that is map. That was the fastest push map I've seen in a good minute. And I do believe that's UCF lost there, right? Because that was 3 wins for Team Toronto.
The 3rd win for the University of Toronto, making that a 3-1 victory for the University of Toronto.
UCF opened up on Antarctic Peninsula with a very strong performance, and I feel like if they didn't carry it completely throughout, but isn't they abandoned their team? It's just, I feel like Toronto was able to build around how UCF played.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely had some good team fights in there. I feel like the last 2 maps were the ones that were really kind of a Toronto sweep, but the first 2 maps, I would say UCF definitely had some good fights and some good shots at winning.
I feel like they had a lot more of Toronto had a lot more offensive pressure throughout the entire game. They were able to get picks really early on in fights. You know, famously picking Noctara like every fight of Saravasa first.
Absolutely, their University of Toronto's Sojourn was absolutely bullying Noctara.
But that's what happens sometimes. If they find a pressure point, if an enemy team finds a pressure point at UCF, it sometimes will just fall down like that, and Noctara very much was the point of this game. But it isn't really anyone's fault, I'd necessarily say. It's just more so a teamwork sort of thing. They need to just hold together a little bit closer, try to keep Noctara a little bit farther back away from, especially the JQ. The JQ just walking up onto Noctara was not very good.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And especially when you're playing Lucio with like a Baptiste that Noctara was running a lot, they kind of knew that if they got Noctara out of the way, then with just Lucio heals, there wasn't really much they could do.
It's very much a calculated risk by UCF, though. They calculated that they'd be able to use the offensive pressure that Lucio provides, and thought that Baptiste, with all of his survivability, would be able to live for long enough to be able to get the first pick, and that definitely would have been able to win the fight. In fact, it's the same gamble that Toronto had. They just were able to put that little bit more pressure on UCF and get the pick a little bit faster.
Absolutely. Overall, their performance was not the worst performance I've ever seen in the history of Overwatch.
No.
They've done better in a lot of things, but it was still a good game for them, and I still really enjoyed watching them in that one.
Yeah, I feel like it was still a strong performance for UCF. Even though they did lose 3-1, that first map was great. The second map on Kings Row, they definitely could have won. Just like one fight went differently, they could have pulled through and pushed past to third and won the tiebreaker. So I believe that's it. Anything else to say?
No, I'm just glad it wasn't a 3-0 at least.
All right, thank you for watching stream for UCF versus Toronto, and we'll see you next match. All right. All right, thank you very much
Thank